In today's tabletop review, we're going to be taking a look at a solar-powered LED motion sensing light. This is a product that's sold by, I believe it's pronounced ECHTPower USA, ECHTPower. This was purchased from Amazon.com for $35.99, which I thought was a great price for what we're looking at here. This particular item is made from a UV resistant ABS. It is IP65 waterproof. The light output is rated at 1300 lumens. It has 5 different modes we'll talk about. It contains 60 LEDs. They are SMD 2835 LEDs, if that means anything for anybody. The purpose behind a light like this, at least my purpose in a purchase of this nature, is to provide a lighting source where there is no wired power. So for instance, on your patio or maybe on your garage, you may have lighting connected to the external of your house that's hardwired. In those types of situations, there are lots of motion sensing light options. But in places where you don't have power, that's where this product really shines. So if we're talking a shed, an outhouse, somewhere else in your yard where there isn't power and it would be extremely inconvenient to provide 110, 120 volt power to that location, a source such as this would, or a product such as this would be an excellent source to provide a solution. So let's go ahead and take this out of the box and actually take a look at the product, and we'll talk about that for a bit. Okay, this is the contents of the 60 LED solar security light. We have a user manual, we have a cardboard template, and we have 2 screws and 2 drywall mounts. The template would be definitely very convenient for figuring out where to put the screws in the wall so you can hang this particular item. If we take a look at the back, you can see the recess that's cut into here that you would just put over the 2 screws and slide it down and secure it in place. You can see the solar panel takes up this entire section right here. The solar panel is charging the unit when you see the lights over here flashing, which you may or may not be able to see. This unit will not function when it detects light on the solar panel. So during the day, movement is not going to trigger this. It's going to be in charging mode. So for the purpose of testing here, I'm going to try and test this as best as possible on this work area, but I'm definitely going to have to flip it upside down so it cannot detect any light. The triangular design is convenient. The black ABS plastic is IP65 waterproof. The ABS plastic is UV resistant, so it shouldn't deteriorate with light shining on it. There are 60 LEDs here. This is the dome motion sensing device, which has a 120 degree sensing angle, and I do believe it has a sensor range of 16 to 33 feet. The LEDs over here indicate which mode the light is in, and you initiate the modes by pressing this button right here. So for instance, to turn it on, we would press and hold for 3 to 5 seconds. You'll get 1 blink and we'll get a yellow LED here. Press it again. We get a blue LED for the second mode, press it again. A red LED for the third mode, press it again. All LEDs are lit up for mode number 4. We press it again. And we have LED 1, the amber, and the red one blinking, indicating mode number 5, which is a constant on mode. We press it again and we turn the unit off. So far what I've seen on this is a very lightweight, appears to be well constructed design, and I don't see any issues with mounting. You would definitely want to be very cautious about where you mount this. You want to make sure that this solar panel is going to receive light in the daytime so it can charge the batteries. Definitely keep that in mind. Let's talk a little bit about some of the specs before we move on with this and take a look at the functionality. 60 LEDs. The LEDs are listed as SMD 2835 LEDs, if that means anything to you. 1300 lumens. I have no way to measure that. That's the manufacturer's claim. It is very bright. It's brighter than a 250 lumen flashlight, that's for sure. The solar panel is listed as being 18.2% efficient for solar transfer of energy. And that allows that panel to charge the included 3 18650 lithium batteries faster. Those batteries are rated at 7,800 milliamp. Let's see. It is CE and ROHS certified. It has a 30-day return and refund unconditional guarantee and 18-month warranty. So the warranty on it is solid. This is a 2017 model. We cycled through the 5 light modes. I'll touch on the explanation of those light modes. Light mode 1 is motion sensing plus low light mode. Mode 2 is motion sensor mode in power saving mode. 3 always lighting mode. 4 automatic mode, and 5 emergency light mode. The charge time is listed as 4 to 6 hours, and it can run for 6 to 8 hours in light mode 3. That's the always lighting mode. And it can sense 800 times in mode 2. Of course, your charging time may vary depending upon the light source it's receiving, if it's cloudy and overcast or bright sunlight and so on. Alright, and the solar panel is listed at 5.5 volt, 3.2 watt. It's a laminated PET. The output power is 3.4 volt, 10 watt. The lighting range is 50 to 80 meters. And the recommended install height is 6 to 11 feet. And the size is 220 by 150 by 110 millimeters. And the weight is 585 grams. All right, so enough of those tech specs. Let's go ahead and take a look at the modes. So this little user manual here is fairly self-explanatory here, where it talks about installation, the angles of installation, the different modes that we just talked about. So this manual is good. The different modes here, the mode 1 is listed as, to make this come on underneath the lighting source, I'm going to have to flip it upside down and hide the solar panel. And hopefully this will work. Let's go ahead and turn this on. I press and hold the button. First mode, amber LED comes on. This is motion sensing plus low light mode. Under this mode, it's in low light all the time. When people come by, it will turn into highlight mode. 15 seconds after people leave, it will return to low light mode. So I think you can see that happening as I kind of move around behind the camera here. It's coming on in a bright mode here. And I'll try and stay still so it'll go in the low light mode. You can see that. You can see there it just went into low light mode. And if I move again, it goes back into highlight mode. So there might be situations where that particular mode may work for you. You know, you may want a little bit of light shining to maybe to light up a path or to driveway in front of your garage, and when it detects movement, it comes on in full lighting mode. So mode 2, if we press the button again, mode 2 is indicated by the blue light right there. This is the listed as the power saving mode. There is no light when no people are around. When people or something moves within the sensor range, it will turn into highlight. Again, 15-second timer, and after it detects no movement, the light will go off, and I think you just saw that happen there. And we'll just stay still for a second. And you can see the light goes off completely. So that's mode 2. Mode 3. This is the always lighting mode. That's indicated by the red LED here. There is obviously no light in daytime. It will light automatically when night falls, and it will turn off automatically after 5 hours to ensure it says to ensure its using effect. Always lighting brightness is 60% of highlight brightness. I was trying to translate that into something a little bit more understanding, but I think you get the idea. So basically it's going to stay on like this for 5 hours. And so moving on to mode number 4. Mode number 4 is indicated by the 3 mode lights, the amber, the blue, and the red coming on. And it says here that mode 4 is automatic mode. When power is less than 60%, it will switch to mode 3 automatically. When power is greater than 60%, it will switch to mode 2 automatically. So it will change the lighting output depending upon the charge left in the battery. So this might be a good mode for me to use in my situation to make sure that I've got lighting throughout the night. Mode number 5 is emergency lighting mode. The 3 lights are all blinking, the red, the blue, and the amber. This particular mode is listed as it will turn off automatically after 1 hour's highlight, and the light will not be affected by illumination. So those are basically the 5 modes on this particular light right here. So far I've done some testing in my home as well as the bench testing here on my workbench, and of course during this video. It does function exactly how it's supposed to function, and I have tested the movement, and the movement, the sensor does detect movement within the specified range. I'm very happy with this particular purchase at this point, and the purpose that I picked this up for was to provide lighting in an area that some nocturnal animals seem to like to congregate at, and they stay off my deck because I have an automatic light on my deck. Unfortunately, this other area, there's no way for me to provide lighting. That's why this is going to be very helpful in providing some automatic lighting. So if those nocturnal animals come around and the light comes on, that will startle them and cause them to go someplace else. At least that's how it's been happening with the automatic lighting that's on my deck. So this serves a great purpose, and it didn't break the bank at $35.99. I will put the link for this in the video description if you want to check this out directly on Amazon and pick one of these up for yourself. So that's going to end this video of the ECHTPower USA 60 LED solar security light, model number LT01011, available from Amazon.com.